This is the news on 92.3 Nigeria Info.
On the news this morning, President Buhari to unveil country's digital e-currency today. ICC prosecutor seeks investigation into abduction of school children in Nigeria. Governor Wike says state is not fighting federal government over VAT. Joe Blankson's widow says Governor Wike yet to fulfill promise of employment endowment fund. On the foreign scene, Colombian drug lord Otoniel to be extradited to US. I am Ifiemi Andrew. President Muhammadu Buhari will unveil the country's digital currency e-naira today. A statement by CBN's Director of Corporate Communications Osita Onwanyosibi said the CBN will further engage various stakeholders as they enter a new age consistent with global financial advancement. Recall that the digital currency was earmarked for public presentation on October 1, but the CBN shelved the plan, citing key activities lined up for Independence Day. In another development, President Muhammadu Buhari will today leave for Riyadh, Saudi Arabia to participate in the investment conference organized by the Future Investment Initiative Institute. A statement said the president will also perform the Lesser Hajj in Medina and Mecca before returning to the country on Friday. The prosecutor of the International Criminal Court, ICC, says it will seek authorization from the pre-trial chamber of the court to open an investigation into cases of abduction of school children in several parts of northern Nigeria. Also to be investigated are the closure of schools and the failure of federal and state governments to end the abduction. This was made known by the Socio-Economic Rights and Accountability Project, SERAP, in a statement. SERAP said the ICC prosecutor's decision followed a petition it sent to the court. The Nigerian military base in Gujba local government area of Yobe State has been reportedly attacked by armed persons suspected to be members of Boko Haram. Residents said the terrorists drove into Katako village in 10 gun trucks and attacked the military formation, where they engaged the security operatives at the base in a heavy shooting. This is the third time the community has been attacked by the suspected insurgents this year alone. And now to Rivers State, Governor Nyesom Wike says the state is not fighting the federal government or any of its agencies over collection of value-added tax VAT has been insinuated in some quarters. Governor Wike will make this known at a public lecture in Abuja, legitimate within the ambits of the Constitution. The governor, who represented the Attorney General of the state, Zakio Sadango, said Rivers and the federal government were co-equals because they both derived their life from the Constitution. Away from that, Mercy Blankson, widow of late Joe Blankson, says Governor Nyesom Wike is yet to fulfill his promise of giving her an employment and scholarship for her children. The late Joe Blankson drowned in July 2018 after saving 13 passengers in a boat mishap along the Abonima-Bakana waterway. In August 2018, Governor Wike then announced an immediate employment to Mrs. Blankson and set up an endowment fund for their children. But Mrs. Blankson, in an interview, said nothing has been done, even after she wrote several letters to the state government.
Even when he made those promises, I actually tried to follow up, try to see if they could give me the employment, as he said, and the scholarship for my children. I wrote different letters to him through the SSG, through the Deputy Governor, through Her Excellency. I also wrote to the local government chairman that took me there, the Degemat chairman then, Philemon. And I even tried to meet them one-on-one. Still the same story that we'll see what we'll do about that, Still, nothing has been done about that.
Mrs. Blankson also said she left Port Harcourt because she was being pressured by in-laws who thought she had received the money from the governor.
I left Port Harcourt because I don't want to use the word being threatened, but you know how it is in our society today. When a woman lost her husband, the harmful widowhood practices, there are so many promises and stuff. So my in-laws thought or assumed or concluded that Wike gave me 50 million and I ran out of Port Harcourt. Or that, in fact, they were threatening me. So I just have to be alive for my children. And my own mental health was being affected. I had to leave.
The Rivers State government is yet to speak on this. Moving on, the coordinator of Grassroots Development Initiative GDI Ichie chapter, Ifiemi Erebu, also known as Paparazzi, has commended Governor Nyesom Wike for approving the reconstruction of the Chokocho Igbodo 27.1 kilometer road in Ichie local government area. Mr. Eregbu, in a statement, appreciated the governor for other laudable projects in his administration executed in Ichie and other parts of the state. He said the road will help the people of Ichie in their day-to-day activities and lead to development in the area, as it is now a major route for interstate drivers. The GDI coordinator, who assured that the youths of Ichie will give the contractor the support needed for the road project, said the Ichie people are in full support of Governor Wike's administration and his future ambitions. A political pressure group, Family Support Group, has inaugurated its INEC Voters Sensitization and Mobilization Committee. President General of the group, Henry Abraham, said the move became necessary to ensure that those qualified are registered in the ongoing exercise. Mr. Abraham also charged the committee members to use the opportunity as an avenue to create more awareness about voters' registration.
We inaugurated our sensitization committee for us to go deep down to the world, get those persons that are the voting age, for them to go out there, get the INEC registration so they can get their PVC. Without your PVC, you cannot win election. The world coordinators, I charge them to go out there, get your members ready for the ongoing INEC registration and stand with Chief Barrister Sebonye Sowike, because Chief Barrister Sebonye Sowike is the light the federation needs.
Also speaking, woman leader of the group, Sarah Belagbo, on his part, Chairman, Sensitization and Mobilization Committee on INEC Registration, Solomon Alozie, urged members of the committee to work together to ensure that their ward members are registered.
My charge to my members is to come out en masse. Those of them whose INEC PVC cards have gotten missing, those who are up to 18 years, this is the time for you to go and register. The portal is open. Go to INEC, ensure you have your registration, because your PVC is your right. Your PVC is a must for all members.
Also speaking, woman leader of the group, Sarah Belabo, urged the women of the group to ensure they get registered.
My own message to the women, for them to go out to make sure they do their voters registration, because right now INEC registration is ongoing, so that in 2023 they can use it to support Chief Barrister Nyesom Wike.
Other members of the committee that were inaugurated are Mercy Aye as member, Chief Tony as non-indigent coordinator or chairman, Lukman Oladele as chief security officer, Fine Face as Ken Sarawiwa Polytechnic Coordinator. Others are YK Prince as Ignatius Ajuri University of Education Coordinator, Philip Miebaka as Works Committee Chairman, and Debra Boye Briggs as Secretary. Still ahead, medical doctor develops app to address primary health issues of Nigerians. Stay tuned. The chairman of the local government area of Binanyawo on Sunday paid a condolence visit to the family of late elder statesman and former head of service in River State, Paulinus Onwa. Speaking during the condolence visit, Dr. Anyanwu described the late Onwa as a man who lived an excellent and sacrificial life. He said that the people of Ichi understood and appreciated the king kind of icon the late Onwa was, and assured that the local government will continue to celebrate the ideals he stood for during his lifetime. Also, Chief of Staff to Iche Local Government Council, Promise Owankwo, legislator for Afara Ward 1, Dennis Amadi, and supervisor for sports, Jasper Njoku, described late Onwaha as a role model and a disciplinarian who used his profession and position as head of service to impact positively on the lives of so many people. Responding on behalf of the family, Victor Onwaha thanked Dr. Anyanwu for commiserating with the family and his financial support towards the planned funeral of their father. The Iche Council chairman, who was accompanied by the secretary to Council Gift Anyalebechi, councillors, supervisors, special advisors, and other cabinet members, handed over a condolence letter from the leader of the PDP in Iche, Sir Prince Ima Anyanwu, to the late Onwaha family. Paulinus Onwaha, a former chairman of the Iche local government area, died on August 17 at the age of 78 and will be laid to rest on the 30th of October 2021 at his hometown, Umoye, Iche. A medical doctor, Richard Okoye, says he has developed a medical app that will address the primary healthcare issues in Nigeria. The app is known as the Doctor Save a Life and speaks all Nigerian languages. Addressing a press conference in Port Harcourt, Dr. Okoye, who is the president of Doctor Save a Life Foundation, said he was motivated to develop the app to increase the health expectancy of Nigerians from 54 to 70 years old. He said the health crisis in Nigeria is due to lack of health information, which the medical app seeks to address.
Unfortunately, our fathers of medicine, in attempt of monopoly, form a kind of fraternity, making the knowledge only within that very cycle. So they translated most of the medical terminologies in a way that a common man cannot access it. If you have malaria, a doctor can tell you have plasmodiasis. And when the patient come out, they don't understand. So they become vulnerable to any form of advice. A sick person is desperate to get well. So that is why we now come up to put up this very app called Dr. Save a Life app. Your doctor where there is none.
Dr. Okoye spoke about the design of the app, saying the app can attend to health emergencies, help verify drug information, and address common issues like malaria.
What do you do when there is no doctor, electric shock, heart attack, stroke, sudden collapse? Now, we look at the possibility of somebody having a heart attack. Right there, it will give you sequence of events of the things to do. It can also tell you what you shouldn't do concerning this patient that had this very problem. And also you can watch the video. It can give you step-by-step before this very person collapses. Most importantly, you can find the nearest hospital in the range of 1.5 kilometers.
The president of Dr. Save a Life Foundation also said the app will also reduce mortality rate in children and help mothers track their children's immunization dates.
You can't find pediatricians in most local governments. So we came up with decoding that pediatric dimension of their drugs. So if you have something like vitamin C to give, you just click on it right now. If there is any contraindication why you shouldn't give that kind of drug to the patient, it will show up. Then you can now get proper professional direction on how to take this very drug, how the dosage will go. You can monitor this very baby at different milestones that very baby ought to achieve. This very app eliminates anything that has to do with carrying immunization card for your baby. It will never happen again.
Correspondent Martha Okere reports that the app has been provided free of charge to Nigerians and can be found on Apple and Google Play Store.
And now, we bring you news from around the world.
Colombia has announced that the country's most wanted drug trafficker will be extradited to the U.S. after his capture on Saturday. Dairo Antonio Usuga, better known as Otaniel, was seized after a joint Army, Air Force, and police operation. He led the country's largest criminal gang and has been on the U.S. Drug Enforcement Agency's most wanted list for years. U.S. officials had placed a $5 million bounty on his head. They accused him of importing at least 73 metric tons of cocaine into the country between 2003 and 2014. On the news this morning, you heard that President Buhari will unveil the country's digital currency e-Naira today. ICC prosecutor has asked for authorization to investigate the abductions of school children in Nigeria. Governor Wike has said that the state is not fighting the federal government over that. Joe Blankson's widow has said that Governor Wike is yet to fulfill the 50 million naira promise. On the foreign scene, Colombia has announced that the country's most wanted drug trafficker will be extradited to the U.S. after his capture. The news was edited by Martha Okiri. Contact our newsroom on 0818 900 0017. For more stories, you can visit www.nigeriainfo.fm. Cloudy weather is expected this morning in Port Harcourt. My name is Ifiemi Andrew. Thank you for your time and enjoy your morning.